Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 16th of January 2015. In the essence, Baba says, Sweet children, the Father's Srimad gives you happiness for 21 generations, for 21 Pidhi. No one but the Father can give such unique instructions. You must continue to follow his Srimad. Question is, what is the easy way to give yourself a tilak of sovereignty? What is the easy way to give yourself a Raj tilak? There are two parts in the answer. The first one, in order to give yourself a tilak of sovereignty, continue to follow completely all the teachings that the Father gives you. There is no question of blessings or mercy in this. There's no question of Ashirvad va Kripa in this. The second point is, follow the Father, do not look at others, and become Manmana Bhav. By doing this, you automatically receive your tilak. By studying this knowledge and remaining on the pilgrimage of remembrance, you change from beggars to princes. The song for today's Murli is Om Namah Shivaya. Salutations to Shiv. Om Shanti. When Baap and Dada say Om Shanti, they can also say it twice because they are two individuals in one. One is corporeal, that is Vyakt, and the other is incorporeal, Avyakt. They can either say it both together or each can say it separately. This is a wonder. No one in the world knows that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, sits in this one's body and gives knowledge. This has not been written anywhere. Just as the Father said this a cycle ago, so he says now, I enter this one's ordinary body at the time of the final one of his many births. I take the support of this body. There are some words in the Gita that are real. The words, I enter this one at the time of the final one of his many births, when he is in his age of retirement, are real. It is accurate to say that of this one. In the golden age, the one who takes birth is this one. Then, at the end, when he is in his stage of retirement, the Father enters him. Therefore, it is said of this one that he doesn't know how many rebirths he has taken. They have written 8.4 million rebirths in the scriptures. All of that belongs to the path of devotion. That is called a devotional cult. What is done on the path of knowledge, what is done on Gyan Kand, is distinct from what is done on the path of devotion, on Bhakti Kand. Whilst devotees are performing devotion, they continue to descend. You only receive this knowledge once. The Father only comes in this one age to grant salvation to everyone. This is the only time that Baba comes to make you all create your future reward. You study now in order to go to the future new world. The Father comes to establish your new kingdom. That is why it is called Raj Yoga. Therefore, this Raj Yoga is considered to be very important. People want to learn this ancient Raj Yoga of Bharat. Nowadays, Sannyasis go abroad and claim that they have come to teach the ancient Raj Yoga. Then, because the people there believe that paradise was created through yoga, they feel that they want to learn it. The father explains, it is through the power of this yoga that you become the masters of paradise. The Father created paradise, but no one knows how He created it. Only the spiritual Father teaches this Raj Yoga. No corporeal human being can teach it. Nowadays, there is a great deal of adulteration and corruption. This is why the Father says, I am the one who purifies the impure. Therefore, there must certainly be someone who makes souls impure. Now, you must judge whether this is right or not. I am the one who comes and gives the essence of all the Vedas and scriptures. By studying this knowledge, you receive happiness for 21 births. On the path of devotion, there is only temporary, momentary happiness. Here, the Father gives you so much happiness that it lasts for 21 generations. The Srimad that the Father gives to grant you salvation is unique. The Father is the one who wins everyone's heart. That is the non-living Dilwala temple, and this is the living Dilwala temple. Those images of your activity are accurate. It is at this time that the activity of yours that they portray takes place. You have found the Father, the one who wins your heart, the one who grants salvation to all, the one who removes your sorrow and bestows happiness on you. He is remembered as the most elevated one. God Shiv is praised as the most elevated, one of all. Elsewhere, Shiv's oval image is kept in front of Shankar, etc. In fact, it should be forbidden to keep Shiv's image in front of the deities because they don't do devotion. Neither do the deities perform devotion, nor do the sannyasis perform devotion. They just have the knowledge of the Brahm element, just as sky is one of the elements. In the same way, that is the Brahm element, the element of light. They neither remember the Father, nor do they receive the great mantra from Him. The Father alone comes at this confluence age and gives you this great mantra. The Father, the bestower of salvation for all, only comes in this one age and gives the mantra of Manmana Bhav. He says, children, renounce all bodily religions, and that includes the consciousness of your own body. Consider yourself to be a bodiless soul, and remember me, your Father. He explains this in a very easy way. Because this is Ravan's kingdom, you have all become body conscious. The Father is now making you soul conscious. He says, consider yourself to be a soul, and remember me, your Father, so that the alloy that is at present mixed in you can be removed. When you came down from your Sato Pradhan stage to your Sato stage, your celestial degrees were reduced. The purity of gold is indicated by how many carats it has. Now, at the end of the Iron Age, there is no gold visible. In the Golden Age, there are palaces built of gold. The contrast is like that of day and night. That is called the Golden Aged world. There is no need there for bricks or stones. There is no rubbish used in the buildings that are built there, just gold and silver. They have a great deal of happiness through science there. This too is predestined in the drama. People of this time have arrogance of science. In the golden age, there is no arrogance of science. When you are there, you only receive happiness from science. Here, the happiness is only temporary, and there is also a great deal of sorrow through science now. Bombs, etc., for destruction are being made. They tell others not to make those bombs, but they themselves still continue to make them. Even though they know that they will all die through those bombs, they still continue to make them. Therefore, their intellects are already dead. All of this is predestined in the drama. They cannot stop making them. They do understand that they will die through those bombs, but they don't understand who is inspiring them to carry on making them. They cannot stop making them. Those bombs definitely have to be made. Destruction too is predestined in the drama. No matter how many peace prizes someone is given, only the one Father creates peace. He is the ocean of peace. He is the one who gives you your inheritance of peace, happiness, and purity. In the golden age, there is limitless wealth. Rivers of milk flow there. Vishnu is portrayed floating on an ocean of milk. That picture is made to compare the vast difference between that ocean of milk and this ocean of poison. On the path of devotion, they make ponds, etc., and place a statue of Vishnu on a stone plinth in them. They spend so much money on devotion. It is such a waste of time and a waste of money. They spend so much on creating statues of goddesses. Then they go and sink them in the ocean. Therefore, that money is wasted. It is just the worship of dolls. None of the worshippers know the occupations of those they worship. You now know the occupation of whoever's temple you go to. There are no objections. You children are not forbidden to go anywhere. You previously used to go without understanding anything. You now go having become sensible. You say that you know about their 84 births. The people of Bharat don't even know about Krishna's birth. All of this knowledge is in your intellects. This knowledge is your source of income. There is no aim or objective in studying the Vedas and scriptures, etc. There would always be some aim and objective in studying something in a school. You become very wealthy through this study. You receive salvation, and you also become wealthy through studying this knowledge. Whatever temple you go to, you can very quickly understand whose memorial it is. That Dilwala temple is non-living, whereas this is the living one. Just as you are portrayed here in the picture of the tree, so that temple has been created in the same way, with you portrayed sitting in tapasya down below, and with the whole of heaven shown above on the ceiling. It must have cost a great deal of money to create that. Here, you have no expense. Bharat was 100% solvent and pure. Now, Bharat is 100% insolvent and impure. Everyone here is born through vice and lust. There is no question of dirt. Fearsome stories have been written in the Garud Puran to make people change their behavior. But it is not in the drama for people to change at that time. God's creation is taking place now. God is the one who creates heaven. He is called Heavenly God. the father. The father has explained that other soldiers fight for their rulers, whereas you soldiers are now conquering Maya for your own benefit. The more you do, the more you will receive. Each one of you has to use your mind, body, and wealth to change Bharat into heaven. The more you do, the higher the status you will claim. Nothing is going to remain here. The saying, "the wealth of some will remain buried," has been remembered of this time in the cycle. The Father has now come to enable you to receive your fortune of the kingdom. He says, now use everything you have, your mind, body, and wealth, for this. This one, Brahma, surrendered everything he had. He is called a great donor. As well as giving eternal wealth, he also donated his perishable wealth. Each one of you can give as much as you choose. Well-known donors are also called great philanthropists. They make a name for themselves. They give indirectly in the name of God, but their kingdom is not being created. It is your kingdom that is now being created. Therefore, you must become complete philanthropists. On the path of devotion, they say that they will sacrifice themselves. There is no expense incurred here. That government has to spend so much. Whatever you do here, you are doing that for yourself. Whether you become a part of the Rosary of 8, the Rosary of 108, or the Rosary of 16,108, depends on you. You do have to pass with honors. You should earn such an income through yoga that you reach your karmatit stage and you don't have to experience punishment. All of you are warriors. Your war is with Ravan, not with human beings. There are 2 degrees less for those who fail. The Silver Age is known as heaven with 2 degrees less. You have to make effort to follow the Father completely. However, for this, you also have to surrender everything with your mind and intellect. You would say, Baba, all of this is yours. The Father would then reply, use it for service. Carry out your task according to the instructions I give you. Open a university, open centers, so that many can benefit. Simply give this message, remember the Father, and claim your inheritance. You children are called messengers. Therefore, give everyone this message. The Father says through Brahma, remember me, and your sins will be absolved. You will receive liberation in life. You now have a life of bondage, but you will then have a life of liberation. The Father says, I only come in Bharat. This drama is eternally predestined. The question of when it was created and when it will end cannot arise. This drama continues eternally. Souls are such tiny points, and each one has an eternal part fixed within him. These are very deep matters. Each soul is a tiny point, like a star. Mothers put a tilak, a dot, on their foreheads. By making effort now, each of you children, give yourself a tilak of sovereignty. If you follow the Father's teachings accurately, you give yourself a tilak of sovereignty. There is no question of mercy or special blessings in this. You have to give yourself a tilak of sovereignty. That tilak refers to this original tilak of sovereignty. You have to make that much effort now and follow the Father. You must not look at others. This is what it means to become Manmana Bhav. It is through this that you automatically receive your tilak. The Father does not give you this. This study is Raj Yoga, where you have to change from a beggar to a prince. Therefore, you have to make very good effort accordingly and also follow this one. You have to understand this aspect. Through this study, you earn an income. The more yoga you have, the more knowledge you will imbibe. It is yoga that takes effort. This is why the Raj Yoga of Bharat has been remembered. However, you can spend your whole life bathing in the Ganges, etc., and you still won't be able to become pure. People on the path of devotion give to the poor in the name of God, whereas God Himself comes here and gives the sovereignty of the world to the poor. He is the Lord of the poor. He is Garib Nivas. Bharat, that was 100% solvent, has now become 100% insolvent. Donations are always given to the poor. The Father makes you so elevated, and yet you defame such a Father. The Father says, when you defame me in this way, I have to come. That too is predestined in the drama. This is your Father and also your teacher. The Sikhs speak of the immortal Satguru, but there are many gurus on the path of devotion. This is the throne that the immortal one takes. He also uses the thrones of you children. He says, I enter this one's body in order to benefit everyone. This is his part at this time. These matters have to be understood. A new person won't be able to understand these things. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long-lost and now-found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. The first point is, you have to become great donors. You have to become Mahadani by donating the eternal wealth of knowledge. Just as Father Brahma used to use everything he had for service, follow the Father in the same way and claim a high status in that kingdom. The second point is, in order to be freed from punishment, earn such a huge income through yoga that you reach your karmatit stage. Make full effort to pass with honors and don't look at others. The blessing for today is, may you be an embodiment of success who attains total success with the magic mantra of remembrance. May you be an embodiment of success. May you be Siddhi Swarup who attains total success with the magic mantra of remembrance. Explanation. Remembrance of the Father is itself the magic mantra, and you can attain whatever success you want with this magic mantra. Just as in the Lokik world, in order to achieve success in any task, they chant a mantra, so here too, if you want success in any task, the method for success is the great mantra of remembrance. This magic mantra brings transformation in a second. Constantly keep it in your awareness, and you will become an embodiment of constant success, because it is not a big thing to stay in remembrance, but it is a big thing to stay in constant remembrance, and it is with this that you will achieve total success. The slogan is, to merge the expansion into its essence in a second means to claim the final certificate. To merge the expansion, to merge the vistar into its essence, into its sar in a second, means to claim the final certificate. The special homework to experience the Avyakt stage in this Avyakt month is the 16th point. Every now and again, practice stopping the traffic of your thoughts. For 1 minute, stop your thoughts and also the actions being performed through the body, and practice becoming the point form. This practice of a minute will help you to create an Avyakt stage throughout the day. Om Shanti.